Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. How are you, students? Today we will do lecture number 22, class first year, subject physics. Today topic is centripetal force. Now, centripetal force. Centripetal force is the force which bends straight line motion into circular motion. If a body is moving in a straight line, and a force act in this direction on this ball, and it bend the straight line motion into circular motion, the body start rotation in the circular path, is called centripetal force. A centripetal force is a net force that acts on an object to keep it moving along a circular path. If a force rotate a body in a circular path or keep its motion along a circular path is called centripetal force. In our article on centripetal acceleration, we learned that any object traveling along a circular path of radius r with velocity v experience an acceleration directed towards the center of its path. It means that acceleration produced by centripetal force is called centripetal acceleration, and a centripetal acceleration is equal to v square divided by r, and centripetal force is equal to mv square divided by r. We have to derive this equation, and then we have to derive this equation in term of angular quantities. Now, centripetal force. Here, at this point, tangent to the point will give you the direction of velocity, and this will give you the direction of force. This will give you the direction of force, which is always directed towards center of the circle at different points. Let's say this is point A, this is point B, and this is point C. The force is directed towards the center of the circle, and at each point in the circular path, the velocity is tangent to the path. Velocity is tangent to the path. So acceleration is caused by force, and force is given by m. F is equal to ma. Force must be in the same direction as acceleration. Acceleration is, if a body is moving in a circular path, its acceleration is directed towards center of the circle. So the same case is centripetal force is always directed towards the center of the circle. Centripetal force act towards the center of the circle. Centripetal force is provided by some external force. For example, this is centrifugal force. Centrifugal force is the reaction force, which is acting in the opposite direction to the centripetal force. The reaction force to the centripetal force is called centrifugal force. So here we learn three things. What is centripetal acceleration? Centripetal acceleration, first. Second, centripetal force. Centrifugal force. Centripetal acceleration is the acceleration produced by centripetal force. And centripetal force is the force which keeps the body moving in the circular path. And the reaction force to the centripetal force is called centrifugal force. Centrifugal force, if represented by Cf, it will be equal to minus Fc, minus centripetal force. Now, the first triangle. If a body is moving in a circular path, I will erase this one and will write again. If a body is moving in a circular path, if a body is moving in a circular path at point A, let's say this is point A, and this is the point B, different position of the same body on the same circle. At this point, the velocity direction is this one. This is v2, and at A, it is v1. This one. Draw a parallel line to this line at point B. Join these 2 points. So this is v1, this is v2, and this is change in velocity del v. Now this triangle is shown here. This is a1, which is this side. This is a2 v2, which is this side, and this is the change in velocity. So this diagram is here. Now this is equal to radius of circle, this is also equal to the radius of circle, and this distance is equal to arc s. So this distance is given here. This is radius and this is radius. So these triangles are comparable. Comparable. You can compare these triangles. One, the formation of this triangle take place when a body is moving in a circular path, and the other one, the formation of this triangle take place when body is moving in a circular path. So from this side is equal to this side. Both are the radius of circle. Both are the radius of circle, and this is the length of arc. This velocity is equal to this velocity. So we will write v1 is equal to v2 because constant velocity. A body is moving in a circular path with constant velocity. Constant velocity. So v1 is equal to v2 and r is equal to r because radius of same circle. Radius of same circle. So here the acceleration is due. The acceleration is always due to two reasons. One is acceleration is due to change in velocity. Change in velocity. The second reason is acceleration is due to change in velocity, and acceleration is due to change in direction. Change in direction. So here velocity is due to change in direction. Change in direction. Here the body is moving with constant velocity. V1 is equal to V2. Body is moving with constant velocity. V1 is equal to V2. And here the acceleration is due to, not due to change in velocity, but due to change in direction. Now we will consider the equivalency of triangle. As we know that when two triangles are similar, then when this arc is divided by one of its sides, one of its equal side will be equal to the triangle formed at this point, at the exterior side. This V1 ratio of one side, which is V1 is equal to V2 is equal to V to del V into V. So in this case, S divided by R is equal to del V into divided by V. We will get this equation. We will get this equation. Now, as we know that S is equal to V del T, we can write this also. Now, we have to derive this relation. We will write Vs divided by R is equal to del V is equal to del V. Del V divided by del T, dividing both sides by del T. Del V divided by del T is equal to V divided by S R del T. This is equal to acceleration, and from this equation we can say that del T is equal to S divided by V. S divided by V. So V S R into S divided by V. So here we will get A is equal to, S will be cancelled, and we will get V square divided by R. Now as we know that S is equal to again V del T. So del T is equal to S divided by V. This is the value of del T. And we know that S divided by R is equal to del V divided by del V divided by del V divided by V. So we will write Vs R del V divided by del T, dividing both sides by del T. Now Vs R, write the value of del T, S divided by V is equal to acceleration, because this thing is equal to acceleration. So acceleration is equal to V square divided by R. This is cancelled, we will get this value. Now any net force causing uniform circular motion is called centripetal force. So the direction of centripetal force is towards the center of the curvature, the same as the direction of centripetal acceleration. According to Newton's second law, force is equal to ma, and we will write F is equal to ma. According to Newton's second law, F is equal to V square divided by R. This is the centripetal force. Now centripetal force is equal to mv square divided by R. We derived this relation and we will write this relation. We will convert this quantity into angular quantities. Now here this velocity is v1 is equal to v2. v1 is equal to v2 is equal to v. This is change in velocity. Here when triangle formed at this side, at the exterior side, this triangle and this triangle are similar, so you will take the ratio you will write the ratio in equivalency. So from this S divided by R is equal to del V divided by V, and you will further derive by putting S is equal to V del T. By simplifying this equation and this equation, you will get acceleration is equal to V square divided by R. Now as we know that Fc is equal to mv square divided by R. mv is equal to R omega. So R square omega square divided by R. R is cancelled. So write mr omega square. This is the acceleration per centripetal force. This is the relation for the centripetal force. So centripetal force is the force which keep the body moving in circular path. Which keep the body moving in a circular path. And centrifugal force will be equal to the negative force of centripetal force minus mr omega square. Now I will explain centrifugal force as a centrifugal force. I will explain force or reaction force. Centrifugal force is a reaction force because the outer edge of a rod is made a little higher as compared to the inner edge. If you take a rod like this edge will be made a little higher as compared to the inner edge. As if a car take turn at high velocity, at high velocity, to avoid the turtling of car, to provide the necessary centripetal force. provide the necessary centripetal force. Bend, this is bending of rod. Bending of rod. Now, if you look to the diagram, weight is acting in downward direction. This is weight. The vertical component is acting in this direction. And the horizontal component is acting in the, which I call horizontal, in this direction. Now, straight, this is mg, normal force. So mg cos theta is equal to fx, horizontal component of force, and vertical component of weight is equal to mg sine theta. This force provides the necessary centripetal force, to avoid the turtling of car. So if you look to this diagram, take this diagram. Here we take theta. In front of theta, this is called vertical component. Vertical component. In front of theta, we take the vertical component. And along this will be the vertical component. And the other will be horizontal component. I will explain again. This is our triangle. This is theta. So in front of theta is the horizontal vertical component. In front of theta, you will take always the vertical component. So this is mg sine theta. This component is responsible for the to provide the necessary centripetal force, and this provides normal direction of the earth. The horizontal component will provide the normal direction. Now the next topic is torque. What is torque? Torque is the rotational. Torque is the cross product of momentum and force. This is momentum, this is force. So torque can be written as Rf sine theta. Rf sine theta. This is pivot, fixed point. This is, at this point, force is acting. So point of action of force. Point of action of ACTION. Point of action of force. So the distance between point of action of force and the pivot is called momentum. Now, torque is the rotational effect of a body is called torque. Rotational effect. Rotational effect produced in a body is called torque. Rotational effect produced in a body is called torque. Now, this is the definition of torque. Torque is the quantity that measures the ability of a force to rotate an object around some axis. That axis about which rotation takes place is called fulcrum. Unit is Newton meter. Newton meter. Lever arm is the perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation to the line drawn from the direction of the force. For example, this distance. About if rotation take place about this point. If rotation about take place about this point. If rotation take place, this is a line of rotation, point of rotation, axis of rotation. Then this distance is called momentum. lever arm also. We can call it a lever arm also. Torque depend on force and the length of the lever arm. Torque depend on three quantities. One, greater is the force, greater will be the torque. Torque is directly proportional to the moment arm, and torque is also depend on the angle theta. If theta is 0, torque will have minimum value, and if theta is equal to 90 degree, torque will have maximum value. Torque will be maximum at theta is equal to 90. You studied these in class 9th also already. So this is the formula for torque. This is torque. This is R is the vector form. R is the vector form, the point from which torque is measured, momentum. And if is the force also a vector quantity, it is the cross product. So torque is a vector quantity. And you can find the direction of torque by right hand rule. Now inertia. A quantity expresses a body tendency to resist angular acceleration, which is the sum of the product of the masses of each particle in the body with the square of its distance from the axis of rotation. For example, if you want to write inertia, represent inertia by I, then we will write mr square. This is for a single point. Inertia play the same role as mass play in the linear motion. The same role play, it will play the same role as the mass play in a linear motion. And inertia will play the same role in angular motion, in circular motion, the role played by mass in the circular motion. So inertia is the product of mass and square of momentum. For if there are n number of particles have different masses, then we will write summation I is equal to from 1 to n mi ri square. Relation between torque and moment of inertia. The torque is the rotational motion is equivalent to force in linear motion. Torque is the equivalency in rotational motion to force in linear motion. It is the prime parameter that keeps an object under rotatory motion. The torque applied to an object begins to rotate it with an acceleration inversely proportional to its moment of inertia, mathematically given by. Now, torque is directly proportional to the angular acceleration. Angular acceleration is represented by alpha. The resistance to change in rotational motion is called rotational inertia. Torque is equal to moment of inertia and angular acceleration. Inertia, this is the value of inertia. This is inertia. Now, if you look, this is the direction, this red line represents the direction of momentum, and the green line in this case represents the direction of rotation, and the bluish line also represents the direction of rotation. When the direction of rotation reverses, the torque reverses its direction. Curls the finger in the direction of momentum. Keep the fingers in the direction of momentum, in the direction of red line, and curl it in the direction of green or bluish line. The thumb will give you the direction of torque. Torque is equal to R cross F, and this is angular momentum, which is the cross product of momentum and linear momentum. P is linear momentum. Now this is moment of inertia for some bodies, so you have to memorize because it always comes in MCQs. Hoop about cylindrical axis. Moment of inertia is equal to mr square. Solid cylinder 1 divided by 2 mr square. Thin rod I is equal to 1 divided by 12 ml square. Solid sphere, for example earth, 2 divided by 5 mr square. Hoop about any diameter, 1 divided by 2 mr square. Annular cylinder, a ring. I is equal to m divided by 2 r into r1 square plus r2 square. Solid cylinder, this one. Thin rod, this one. Now slab, this is the moment of inertia of a slab. So do revise, memorize these ways. Thank you, students. A little revision. Centripetal force is the force which converts straight line motion into circular motion. This is the first. The second, the acceleration produced by centripetal force is called centripetal acceleration. Always directed towards center of the circle, always directed towards the center of the circle. The reaction force through centripetal force is called centrifugal force. Centrifugal force. And centripetal force, centripetal acceleration, and centripetal force will be equal to mv square divided by r, if c is equal to mr omega square divided by r, mr omega square. And centripetal acceleration is equal to v square divided by r is equal to r omega square. Derive the relation, memorize the moment of inertia, because one you will get always one MCQs from these mathematical equation. Thank you, students. Allah Hafiz.